I think OBS is getting my voice right. Yeah, okay. And I always forget to do this. I need to put music up in another tab. Okay. So I am streaming once again. I'm just going to be looking over people's VODs in Melty Blood because three reasons. One, I want the general community to improve more, so it can be more interesting to play against other people that aren't just like Skeleton, Alps, Jog, and like the other people around my skill level. Two, uh, helping other people look at their VODs helps me improve at looking at my own VOD. So it's kind of like, you know, back and forth because the better I can look at another person's VOD and recognize problems, the better I can look at my own VODs and recognize problems. And the third and final one is that I really, really, really dislike a lot of the way people talk about Melty Blood and improving at it, and how they will just complain about stuff, and then complain about not getting better, and then they won't look at the replays, they won't boot up training mode to lab defense and stuff, and it tilts me to the end of the universe. So I'm here, and Sora's in the VC, but he's not. I think he's playing Relink. Uh, but I'm just gonna be looking at the TheOneCoff VODs because he gave me a VOD to watch, two VODs, and I think he told me to look at pressure and neutral. Thing is, those are like that's extremely non-specific, frankly. But I'll just keep an eye on it and look at his movement and try to give advice. I wish he gave me more to go off of than just that, but hey, I mean, at least he said something. Because last time he just gave me a VOD, and I was like, "Can you watch it for me?" I was like, "Sure." But now I'm trying to like get people to prep them so that they can look at their own VODs themselves. So I was like, okay, do you have anything specific that you want me to look at in your VOD? So I'm streaming this on Discord at 15 FPS because I just want it to work well on my thing. Okay, so now that everything's set up, first things first, looking at the matchup just from completely unbiased, uh, honestly, it looks. This sounds like a matchup that's pretty difficult for Effiakia. To like once she gets off the ground and she's out of geyser range, it probably becomes a lot more in her favor. But it feels like Ichime still has all the tools necessary to shut out Effiakia. But the thing is, Hime defense isn't exactly the best, even with her BSDP. And once Effiakia gets her hands on Hime, it should generally lead to Effiakia winning. So we're gonna see how my opinion, my just preset thoughts end up actually, you know, playing out in this set. Mavi is pretty much the only active Hime left. First things first, round start. We're just filling each other out. So you double jump here. Mavi immediately air dashes behind you. This should you shouldn't air dash back here. Wow, the fact it even worked. Here, this air dash back is really like unless it consistently does that versus wind. Like maybe this works versus wind, but to me, I would have just landed here and taken. HEMAs are auto, so you can dash block into them. I think that's how it works. I will have to look at it in training mode again to double check. But I'm pretty sure hers are the auto ones. C Hime is the manual det ones. And no wait, yeah, hers are autos, but they delay later. Also, hopefully, the music that I'm playing in the background doesn't get me copyrighted struck. I can just skip the song though, just in case. Uh, but yeah, this air dash back times two is pretty greedy, but it did end up working out. So Maybe you already knew the situation was like that, but that should have been a confirm. But well, you dropped it. How are you gonna recover? Isn't this thing like relatively biased? There was a gap that could have been DP'd here. That's something that Mavi just probably just a knowledge check. As soon, yeah, because I see Efyakios go for like this move. I don't really know what it's called because it's not air pit. I think whatever it's called, they go for it often, and there's always a huge gap. I don't normally DP it. I normally just shield, but yeah, Hime has like a really good meterless DP. Probably should have been pressed there, get some advantage, but yeah. Mavi opts for a delayed bunker on the low. Yeah, so 2A. No, that was just an attempt to just regular bunker, just bunkering on a 2A. I think it only looked raw because she did it too late. Yeah. You got lucky here, frankly. Teching anything other than neutral tech versus Hime on any of these tech situations is asking to get like DP'd. Like Hime DPs here and smokes you 9 out of 10 times. I think the only issue is that Mavi walked up a little too close. Why the jump? Hime has a DP that you should have been DP'd here. But I guess TK Wind works as well. Sets back space and then yeah. Feels like Mavi's just not DPing, but it's only been 24 seconds. There's probably going to be an adaptation soon enough. This is Efyakia doesn't have legs moment. Nice JC. That JC chase was super, super aggressive for no real reason. Like, yeah, this wind hits, and then why is he doing all this? She should have just waited on the ground and been in position to DP. I guess you wanted a little bit more than that. This is so fake. This is so fake. I'm pretty sure. Oh, she tried to walk back, but then she got hit by proxy guard when in the middle of her attempting to just outwalk it. Yeah, which is why she got hit trying to jump block it. And she really doesn't have a role. She has a regular spot dodge. I don't think that beats Pillar. I mean Wave. Bro, I'm so bad with move names. But this should be death, except you dropped. After you dropped, what did you press? You effed up your cancel. You press. Honestly, if you're gonna press anything here, it has to be to her. And after it whiffs, you definitely had to block her shield. Seems like you're just going to be. Also, let me open up Discord and Twitch chat. So I don't think you're saying anything in either of those, but I gotta make sure. Nice. Yeah, okay. Now I should be fine in case someone actually says something. Dude, okay. So you were kind of greedy there and you got hit with a huge combo for that. Don't know why it's buffing like that now. Are you kidding me? 47 seconds. There's no way pulling up the Twitch chat caused it to do this. It might have. Okay. That's pulling up the Twitch chat. Let's pull it up on my phone then. You said to look at your pressure and neutral. But mostly when I'm this air tech back is fine. The air dash forward was questionable, but you're gonna block here, right? No, actually you're out of range, so the neutral jump's fine. Why? I can't see your inputs here, so I'm assuming you're preempting jump. But why in any universe would he make jump at you after having a wind deck right on top of you? You should throw here, because that's gonna, yeah. Rule number one of Hime, just in general. General Hime advice, like anti-Hime advice. Most Himes, once they have the wind up, they're gonna just let you mash into it. So you're pretty good to just throw them. If you throw them, you force them to take an action, which usually allows you to put them in a bad spot where them doing like a preemptive action just ends up hurting themselves. So when these sort of situations happen, like when they drop a wind and they're just blocking on you, you just gotta walk up through them, like there. You should walk up through there, and after this tech, and after you air dash and do the, why would, like if this was like a normal character, maybe the gold air throw, but even then, gold air throw should not be done super preemptively. I do this myself sometimes. It's really bad. You gotta be prepping to look for the jump, because there's no rollback of her jumping here. You're just whiffing this. But even after that, you should just throw here. Anytime you see the wind on top of you and Hime's blocking Hime, just throw. Force an RPS that is more favorable by forcing her to do something via throw. Yeah. You where should you be standing at round start? I have no, like, I feel like you're doing like all this whack stuff at round start, but I don't exactly know where I would tell you to be standing at round start. Normally, versus like 98% of the cast wants to be right on top of Hime round start on the ground so that they can RPS with like, they force her to RPS with DP pretty much by standing right next to her. Your character though has a lot of good air options, so I assume you're trying to use those in order to position yourself better. But it feels like just, I don't really have a good like explanation to why I think this, but it feels like it would probably be better if you were to like also just stay on the ground. Because what you're doing is you're usually like, she's right on top of you around start, and then she's hyper disengaging, and you are hyper aggressive or whatever. Situation's fine. That's an interesting trade actually. Like you jump forward here to bait something. Honestly, I played versus Teed yesterday, and I was doing this sort of movement as well, like the J9 to try to bait the DP into like J8 again. It feels like this sort of movement just doesn't work versus Hime because her DP recovers too quickly. It feels like you should just J9 and just hold back, like block when she hit the ground sort of thing, and just instead of like J9ing and J8ing to like bait the DP, you should like J9 out of range of DP and just hold the wind. That's what I feel like you're supposed to do in this situation. But I might be wrong. But it feels like, yeah, when you do this J9, J8 movement versus wind Himes or regular Hime, you just get clipped by something else anyway. So it feels like you're just dumping air options for the sake of it. At least that's my thoughts on this matchup so far, from what I played of it. Is someone at my door? I think somebody's dropping something out. I don't know. I'll check in a sec. That's actually, I know this wasn't done like on purpose or whatever, but that's a pretty nice awareness on how high you blocked that wind, so you're able to immediately do something as soon as you hit the ground because F Moon. And the fact this traded favorably for you is actually pretty cool. So you're back to neutral now. Let's see what you do here. Neutral jump. That jump drift. Yeah, this double jump is pretty good. Even if you didn't double jump, you still were in a pretty good situation. Yep. You bait out the air dash. And I think because you double jumped it completely with. So you get a button here. Okay. You should have just landed with JC upon realizing that you set yourself really up well for a whiff punish here. You could have gotten a JC combo into like mad damage, but maybe this is better. But I don't play Fyakia that well. Not even that well. I don't play her at all. So maybe this deals more damage, but you can see that she's whiffing 5A here. So you would have gotten like a guaranteed punish if you just fell with JC instead of having to do this. I mean, it's still 5K anyway, but like I feel like you probably would have been able to get more off of JC starter. You know this character has a DP. What are you doing? Do a real safe jump. This is not real. This is too early. And I'm pretty sure he may back. Pretty sure he may face. Not face down. Face up. Wake up is slow. I think. No. No, is it fast? It has to be fast, actually. Yeah, it's fast. So it's fast. I think it's white lens speed. So it has to be fast. Yeah, so it's fast. So this doesn't work on heavy characters. So that's not a real safe jump on heavy characters either. So you need to either not air dash and just do a dash 2A 5D OS. Or do this air dash way earlier to bring you down closer so you can get the frames to OS the DP. Actually, that's actually really interesting. So DP here on Wake Up, you're put in a really bad situation. This early air tech versus Hime is almost never advised because she has the BS DP, but you play at Vyakia, so you can do stuff like this. However, once you use your air puffball, you use your air options. So you need to jump here, I think, to get a refresh. I feel like what you should have done here was pillar. Of course, that's mostly hindsight talking, but this movement, this baiting the DP with puffball was actually pretty nice. Maybe you should have 4C'd. 4C would have won because I think your dash start up here and then you try to 2A. I can't remember how long her dash startup is. It might be three. I want to say it's 3 frames, but that doesn't feel right. I can just look it up in training mode real quick. So let me do that. Because this is not really something that I need all that much time to quickly look at. I still need to update my training tool to not be ugly. Because Gomp's gonna kill me if I keep showing the old one with a looping rap. Fyakia. Just gonna do this on my keyboard real quick since I'm not really looking at much other than her dash speed. Okay, hers is about the same as Kawaku, so 7 frames. And since you dash for a little bit, the 2A was like getting the so you that was like a frame 20-ish 2A based on what my frame did, based on just eyeballing the distance you try to travel. So I feel like 4C probably would have worked there if you wanted to press a button, but I feel like pillar was the better option because I don't. You guys are like an evenish here because she's recovering from her DP whiff. You're recovering from puffball not canceling. So there's 2 landing frames here. 1, 2, and then you immediately dash. Yeah. So I feel like pillar was the best option here. Because since you guys are in an evenish spot, if she wants to call you out on pillar, she has to do something like what, 5B? This might be something that I might want to train mode later. Let me pull up a notepad and put a note for that. So I can look it up later. Puffball DP bait. Frame data. Because it looks you guys are even, relatively even here, but you just overcommit with the dash 2A when I feel like pillar or something else would have been slightly better. That's a pretty good combo from Mavi. I hate complimenting Hime players, but I'll give credit where it's due. Yeah, this move's cheap. I never block it the right way. I think you're always supposed to block a cross up. God gave you a second chance. Are we going to use it? But we just air dash into wind instead. Let's look at the situation leading to that air dash to wind and see if it's gonna sound like I'm being harsh because but we're trying to see why you made the decisions you did and why Mavi made the decisions she did, so we can better your understanding of these sorts of situations. So she drops a combo. Nice tech. How good is your ADP? It's garbage, right? It's not like FE. Yeah, it's garbage. It's not like regular Fakia where her ADP would be a really threatening thing in this situation. That's why she's floating there like a genius. Bro, it keeps going off. Who's at my door? So I don't agree with this jump. I just flat out don't agree with it. I think you should have like you had the right idea backing off and letting her whiff the JC, but I feel like you should have either pillared here or force seed, like delayed the force C so you'd catch her walking recovery. Because if you delayed force C here, she's gonna eat. But because you jumped, like you're too far away. Like, let's be real here. Unless you're like a superhuman, you're not punishing wind. Like not even if you're like right above her as she does it. This move is just so cheap. It has barely any recovery, so you're putting yourself back into the corner where that could have been like the hold wind. That could have been B wind, and you would have been screwed here. Because then there's the wind mine right at top of her, and you have to risk throw with 0 health to back it up with. Yeah, you would have been screwed. So you do that. I don't really agree with this. You should have just. I feel like you should have just double air dash and tried to reset to neutral. But again, you have no health. So it feels like you should have just stayed on the ground and whiff punished. So you do this, try to bait like a button. You're trying to bait a button. Mavi doesn't bite. She very she. This is really good. Fade back from float. However, she doesn't fade back forward in for the whiff punish. Probably because she doesn't want to risk getting Rising J aid or 5 aid. So she doesn't get anything off of this. However, now you're in the air versus Hime on the ground that's holding back. This is like disengaged. Just go back to the ground, play back, go back to playing footsies. It sucks because Hime has Geyser, but you can't because you try to over aggress here, and she has like 12 different ways to stop you, man. She has DP, she has wind, she clips you with wind here. So yeah, this was just a really greedy air approach, and you don't even have like the HP or anything to warrant doing that. So we spent like 20 minutes on this first game already. We'll see if how you guys adapt to one another. You're too far away around start. Like I said earlier, actually no, you are right next to her around start. So what did you do? You just disengaged. You need a J here. Wait, actually you couldn't J. Where are you on around start? You don't. It feels like I'm being nitpicky, but that's because Hime is such a strong character. You have to get the stuff right more often than not, or you're just going to lose. Because unless you're like the better player, you're not gonna win if on round start there's this much space versus you and Hime. Because now you're forced to like do this and try to. You have to get in versus wind, mine, and all that BS. Nice space. That was a nice dash. Actually, it wasn't intentional. But just out of range, you should have Rising Jade. This should have been a wait, not that jump. This one. After you dash slightly out of range of the pillar, this should have been a Rising JA. I don't know if JC hits above you that much, but if it did, this is like prime Rising JA thing. Like if you didn't do the Rising JA on your first jump, you should just hold back so you're closer to the ground than Hime is. So the frame advantage isn't too crazy when she hits. Back tech. I feel like normally versus most normal characters, I would say these air techs are really bad. Wait, can you guys not hear the music? I don't know if you can. Maybe I have to turn it up a little bit. I don't think there's any filters on my. Okay, it seems like you should be able to hear it now. You were getting away with so many relatively poor air text versus Hime solely because your character has those options. So on one hand, I want to applaud you for doing the right thing because your character can actually is probably one of the few characters that doesn't get auto smoked on back air text versus Hime. But you're also still just getting smoked afterwards because Mavi is covering your poor. You're just dumping air actions after the text relatively frequently. Nice combo from Mavi. She just she tries to hold herself in the corner to get you. Yep. Instant overhead into combo with the wind. As soon as the mine's there, you have to be. Yeah. Because unlike most of the other Himes, each Hime is going to be looking for the instant overhead. Not with her J236, but with her wind mine there, so she doesn't have to spend meter. Because meter's a little bit more important to her. Because, you know, she has H moon meter gain. So it's harder for her to get the meter to float frequently. Unfortunate. Should have been a full punish. You probably could have JC'd and gotten a full punish. What was Mavi doing here? This was panic. But DP isn't exactly the best. I don't think a second jump was necessary. You're just flubbing a little bit of your offense now. You didn't ask me to really look at your defense or your air text, but that's honestly where a lot of your loss is coming from. Like the round start positioning could use a little bit more work. Ideally, you should probably just be standing on the ground right next to Hime, unless she's like in the air trying to chase or fly away from you. Nice JC. Like here, Mavi's playing really well because she knows you're just jumping in the air on round start, so she's in the ground. She positions herself in a way where she can cover you falling with a button with, I think, 3C. You puck ball away, but she still has air and geyser to catch you, so she falls back with that. You don't have any air options. This should have been like a free DP for Mavi. But she tries to 2A here. I don't know why. You're in the air. So she gets hit fully by that. So you get full combo. Nice. Nice. Your character pretty much smokes H-Moon auto heat all the way, but oh, unfortunate combo drop. I'd say unfortunate wind miss, but I'm very glad that wind miss. That move is so scrubby. Also, that was a cross up air normal that she somehow winded under, so she deserves it. Like, bro, look at the hurt box shit, bro. This is so ridiculous. Because I know for a fact this move is a mono cross up around the arms. Why is she not getting hit? Whatever. This should be death. Nope, you don't. Okay, I assume this is where you get smoked. Okay, can we... I noticed this a few times. I didn't say anything about it earlier. What's with the wind? What's with the pillars? You're putting these pillars out as if Hime is going to run at you, instead of just like walk at you. Why are there's no point in wasting time hitting the ground again, setting this up in situations that aren't like a whiff punish or forcing her to block. You're doing this in neutral as if Hime is going to get hit by this. She's not Tono. She doesn't have to like dash at you. Even Tono wouldn't get hit by this at this distance. He dash blocked to it at like worst. That was actually a relatively good one because you're slightly closer. Yeah, see, in this situation it's not as bad because you force her to stop. Yeah, it's this other situation where you're like 50 meters away from her and she wouldn't. Yeah, because there's no reason for her to ever get hit by this. Compared to the one that you do right after, which is way smarter. Like you do it twice, that's in a smart way. Like she approaches, you disengage a little bit, and you preempt with it. Like yeah, so you force an interaction like that. Now you aggress a little more, but instead of air dashing to the second win, you yeah. So you can use the yeah. You just did it really weirdly there. Good job. So you recognized that it was working, but I don't think you recognized why it was working. Because what was she doing beforehand? Because I know for a fact she was gonna block there. She was whiffing a button. Once again, you're in the air, round start instead of right next to her on the ground. So you're kind of giving her free reign. So she air dashed buttons here. Like this one's not that bad because you force her to disengage. But then you just don't commit to moving forward. So you're gonna get clipped by this pillar. Yeah. You get hit by the wind. That was the you keep doing those super aggressive air techs. I think that one was even worse because you ran out of air options. You were hit doing something in the air. You were hit after your double jump. Bro, you only have air dashes left. If Mavi took better note of that, she could have just stood right here and smoked you. Because there's no reason. Yeah, this win was smart. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Once again, you got hit after your air dashes, and you got hit after both of your air dashes, bro. I messed up earlier because I was thinking of the wrong air tech. This one, you don't have anything. This was the freest DP known to man, but she was pressing 2A, I guess, trying to get a better punish. And she got... Okay. Again, that should have been a DP. That's safe jump. Is it really safe? Let me see how meaty this is. This isn't meaty at all. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're hitting her holding back. She should just DP you on reaction to that air dash. This is so fake. You gotta do something better. Because a better player is gonna realize that your setup's that fake. Because I knew for a fact that it's not meaty. She was doing something else. Once again, you're in the air around start doing F all versus a character where you really, really, really want to be on the ground around start right in her grill. Because the thing is, Hime doesn't have fast mash buttons. Like her fastest option on the ground is throw at frame 2. So you can just and like yeah, her throw is humongous and it's ugh. But you can just stand slightly out of range of it and press 2A and you force her to DP round start. Like teammates do not like it if you're right in the grill round start. It's like it's one of the two-ish characters where you have to be right on top of them round start. Like it's all Hime's, all Neros, and Zero that you have to be on top of round start on the ground because you can't afford to be goofing off in the air versus those characters because they all have DPs. Nero doesn't have a DP, but he has 4C. So you, bro, you EX guarded that pillar. This was a 4C punish. You, bro, that was a 2A punish. Okay. It happens. It shouldn't happen, but it happened. I'm gonna assume you just didn't know the frame data. Like, bruh. First off, what was this? That air pillar? Goofing off in the air pillar versus a character that's running at you who's already underneath you. You should have gotten 4 beat here. Not 4 beat, 5 beat. But she just pillars. And you block it, and you're in range for a 2A counter hit starter, bro. 5B counter hit starter. You could have smoked her here with like 7K. But instead, you do for like a greedy ID reset and get smoked for it. Yeah, there's space in the corner. That move's cheap. Good combo from Mavi. Yeah, versus this character, Hime is annoying. You always have like if she does this weird floaty thing after her thing, there's no real mix. You just gotta remember that high is coming, and it's easy to forget too. So I can't really blame you. You got hit by it once. But what was that DP? She's Why are you DPing? She's all the way. You think she's gonna press 2C? Like, let's be real here. You're expecting to DP the 2C, right? You're not trying to DP any geyser. I know for a fact you're not. You're trying to DP 2C here because that's the only button you could hit. Is it really worth all of your meter? Like you're dipping past sub 100, by the way, to do this DP. The only solace in this is that the fact that he made 2A is 7 frames, and I think her 2B is like 9-10 frames, so it's hard for her to get a good punish. But is she 2As or 5As? You're right. You kind of get smoked here. Yeah, like it's hard to get a good punish, but you're not. It's not really worth it because you like if you had more meter, like if you had 200 meter when you did that DP, it would be. I'd still eye roll, but at least you'd have like backup meter in the tank for next round, but you don't. Also, the reward on the DP is not even that great if you, because let's be real, if you counter hit a 2C startup, what's more than likely going to happen is that the first hit is going to hit the extended green, and then she's going to shrink back because he is cheap, and also she extended a normal into the TP, and then the third hit, because the second hit's not going to hit, the third hit's not going to link. So she's probably still going to get punished, even if you counter hit her 2C. So it's like, why would you even DP that? This should have been a 2A. Nice, like, I'm gonna say nice JC, but let's be real here. You should have been on the ground round start, like I said earlier. You're both kind of clowning around, air dash backing into each other, but you have the faster air button, so you kind of get this one for free. This should have been a 5A on the ground into 5A pressure. But instead you... Like, if you delayed 5A here, Mavi was smoked. Also, that was pretty reactable. It's difficult to react to, but you gotta react to it. Well, it's not really difficult. It's more so like something you just gotta practice reacting to H-Moon. Although I don't know how your connection to Mavi is. I think Mavi's in the EU, I think? No. Mavi's NA. I don't know where in NA, though. I don't know how well your connection is to her. It might be dog. I don't know. But when you're landing on H-Moons like that who are whiffing a button that you know has low whiff recovery, you need to be ready to press up. It's something I mess up on too, so it's not really like a big call against you. It's just like you gotta be better on that. Again, you should be. This is the very, very, very last time I'll say it. You need to spend these round starts on the ground right next to her instead of in the air dashing. Because you're trying to round start with Pillar or JC when you could just round start with 5A and probably watch your win rate skyrocket. Or at least you would win more interactions on average. Okay, what was I saying? I think she dashed under. She dashes under you here. She tries to Pillar. You air dash double over it. That's nice. I think this was a punish. Yeah, this was a punish. Bro, this doesn't have counter hit on her. Come on, eh? Okay. 2A probably would have linked here, but I don't blame you for not recognizing it. Weird early JC hits like that are a pain to connect on most characters, so it's whatever. Although, after this, you should have like. This is 5C, right? I want to say after the 5B, you probably should have just dashed 2-8. But I'm assuming you're combo autopiloting here. But let me see how minus your 5C is. I don't remember on the top of my head. Give me a moment to pull it up in a second tab. I'm gonna say it's 0, but I might be capping. It's -5. Yeah, that's not exactly amazing, I guess. So it makes sense why you went to 4C. Although, I feel like you should have just let it rock. You can't reset off of -5 normal if you're this far out. Because the 4C into... I really, really, really dislike how often Efyakia players autopilot into 4C pillar. Because yeah, it's so easy to call out into smoke. Because you Mavi gets out of your situation for free there. Well, I guess that's because, well, it's pretty common knowledge about Efyakia 4C stuff into pillar at this point. So you're back in neutral. Let's see how you play that. Yeah, it's after this situation. Super jump here is pretty nice. Smart idea. You need to land. This sounds counterintuitive, but what you want to do here is like you should have landed, waited a second, and then dashed 2-8 and comboed. Because once she gets hit for enough, I feel like I'm pretty sure the thing goes away. Or I might be gapping. Let me double check. Let me pull up training mode real quick. Oh, that's not showing. Okay, that's showing. So let me. What was the characters? Efyakia. We'll just do random color. It doesn't matter. Hime on a stage. We're gonna create this distance. This is gonna be the distance. Forget the button that Hime's use here. Let me pull up. What I'm trying to pull up. Training tool. Apple, put me in a jar. Yep. Dummy recording. Okay. Okay. Probably should have been a 5A, but I think that W gets to play it across. So you did it delayed. Yeah, you should have. At the time you did your super jump, you could have done that. Your super jump was really well timed, actually. Like, holy. That, and you were slightly farther out, probably. Let me put the dummy to stand. Walk back a little bit. Save the thing, and then put the dummy again. Your super jump is really well-timed space. Because I feel like you were out of range of 5A, I feel like. Let me do another dummy recording. Yeah, your thing was really well timed. Because, like, the thing is, it seems small, but this double jump doesn't do anything. You already cleared the wind. So, due to your good time, you cleared the wind already. So, what you want to do is ignore the pillar unless they tag you with a normal. Since you cleared the wind, you probably want to do something like 2B, I feel like. That or DP. Do a combo like that. If you see like a button whiff, yeah, that actually might be smart. If you see like a 5A whiff, you can press. Like if you time it right so that you don't get hit. See that's just what I was talking about earlier with DP on the 2C. How you might not, yeah, it might not combo correctly because of the distance, but it feels like 2C is probably the best. Yep, it seems like it will low profile. You probably have to do some whack confirm, but if you get a counter hit on something, you might be able to link 2A after it. Yeah, you can link 5A, so you might be able to get like a sweet combo. It might be you probably could get something saucy with like a 5A link into like 5A to 4C or something. I don't really play your character, so I can't like say for sure. But it feels like you'd probably be able to get something saucy off that. So your super double jump was a really smart. Your super jump was a really smart idea after this whack situation. After you reset to neutral, it's just I don't agree with the double jump. Because versus Hime, especially because she has so many good options to stuff your landing, even if you try to bait something out with a double jump. Like, let's say she DPs, more often than not, her DP is hitting your double jump, and now you have no air options and you have to land again versus Hime. So it feels like it would have been better if you just landed in like 2 seed. You're slightly farther than what I was testing, because look at her wind, look at where she is. Let's see where you double jumped. So you would have been on the ground here. She would have been where my mouse is. You probably would have to 4C. 2C might hit her 5A at that distance, but I'm not completely sure. I just don't agree with the double jump. It's fine, I guess, because she didn't DP and it didn't clip it. And you air dash back immediately afterwards to go back to neutral. So it's not like an awful situation. You're not doing anything wrong. I was just trying to think about how you could do a little bit better there. Because I'm not a big fan of the using double jump to scout versus Hime. Versus other characters with normal DPs like Nadia and Tono, it's like I'm a bigger fan of that. But not versus this Hime character. She's kind of cheap. This was sort of just neutral. Nothing like super egregious. You're kind of backing off a little too hard though, but you have the minor life lead so you can afford to let her waste her meter staying in the air. That was a very good pillar. That was like extremely good pillar actually. Just out of range of Geyser. I don't know if that was intentional or not. I'm gonna just give it to you though. Nice shot. Yeah. You, bro. If this was this was actually kind of clean. I gotta give it props, but you should just dash 5'8". Stop jumping. I said this earlier when I was watching your video versus Alps. You have a bad habit of just jumping when you don't need to. You can just dash 5'8", man. That air dash back was super unnecessary. After this hit, if you don't see an air tech, you just land on the ground and position yourself. Like after you see that air tech back, you have two options. Like you can double jump forward and JA. However, you risk getting what is it called? I think it's called the California air throw, where because of the fact that there's invul on the first 4 frames of back tech that are actionable, you get a free golden air throw. So you risk that if you chase it super hard. So you should just land here and position yourself to make Hime annoyed to land. So, but instead you disengage. Disengaging isn't bad, but considering you just got a clean hit on Hime of all characters, and the life lead is not that huge, especially considering who you're playing, you probably wanted to just take the positioning. Especially considering you shouldn't have done this wave, because she's not like after that back air tech, she's not air dashing forward at you into this wave. That was really smart positioning. You outsmarted Mavi, but it's just. Did you not have a double jump? I think you used it already. Let's see. Yeah, you used it here. Yeah. Slightly out of range. Oh, it's because of her dress not having a hurt box. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, you were just out of range. Although what you do afterwards, I don't think. You're on the ground. I understand. This is like a primal urge. I might have done this myself, but it's not smart. Just because I would have done it doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. You just have to hold the corner, man. It's annoying, especially versus Hime, because this. I don't curse often in real life, but Hime is one of the characters that makes me want to say mean things. This character can just stall forever, and it's so annoying. But if she stalls, she wastes meter. So that's just how you have to look at it. You gotta look at it at her meter, and you just gotta stand on the ground and make her scared to just land on top of you. You ideally want to be directly under her so she can't like geyser you, or just close to under her so she can't geyser you. But it's so annoying. You overcommit here. When you see Hime air backdashing and you're in the air, it is like it feels like you should be able to air dash forward and punish, but that's not how it works. You're gonna get geysered, you're gonna get winded, or you're gonna get DP'd. And here you get winded. That one was the reason that one worked is because this air backdash into wind was so close to the corner and so late that you were able to snipe her. This should be like a huge combo. Yeah, it's not that huge, but I don't know. Bro, did that single hit trade? That's so unfortunate. What the? It did single hit trade. That sucks. Yeah, that's. She probably could have gotten a 5-8. What the? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, she couldn't have gotten a 5-8 link afterwards. At least, okay. She could have combo after that. I feel. Wait, what frame is FE ADP? She might be able to link a ADP after that, but it's not important. But like, it's not important, but it's also what the. Why did that single hit trade like that? Yeah, her BDP is faster than her ADP, but it wouldn't have linked. That's still unfortunate. Bro, look at wind is so cheap. Look at how far behind her you are. Why does it have to be this big? Why does it move forward so much? Hurtbox shift a trill. Ticks me off to see. You also shouldn't have air dashed at her like that. Like, you keep jumping in places where you don't have to. I said this versus Alps, and you keep doing the jumping, so I'm just... Nice block. You got dash. After you block EX Pillar... What is it? It's on the wiki. Let me double check how the frame data. Wait, it's not EX Pill... Bro, the name of the special move is Breath. It's EX Breath. Okay. 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 Okay, okay. Okay. It's plus 15. But she's all the way out here, so you're good enough to just dash block. You can dash block. That's, I think, 3 say. She tried to anti-air you like that, which is whatever. Like, I'm not saying it again. I already said it like 12 times. It's what, we're an hour into this review? I'm not going to say the same thing again. Although, this is like the first time I've seen you blocking the standard actual pressure. So, this is fine. This is annoying. You gotta look out for the overhead and the throw reset, but it's nothing. You're not doing anything egregious yet. This one, well, as soon as you see wind, you gotta look out for 2A to tick throw. Because that times it so that this will pop right as she throws you, allowing her to get combo. You also have to take note of when she does it, so you don't get like instant overheaded or whatever. Ugh. Very unfortunate aspect of running pressure versus Hime. This move is so brain dead. It's narrow 4C on a special that's completely disjointed. So unlike narrow 4C, where you could like 5A from over here if you want to go, if you try to go for it, it's so annoying. You did press something else, so you could have blocked. You should have been blocking. Honestly, you're probably trying to not get thrown. I think you fuzzy checked. what I said earlier about chasing he made air back dashes. It's tempting, but you can't. No character can really afford to do that. This one worked out. Air puffball into JC. Nice combo. Nice punish on the bunker. No combo. Bro, Mavi should just be DPing you. You show no respect for the DP. The only reason that she wouldn't there is because she probably got her inputs crossed up. Because it didn't look like there was space in the corner. Oh, there was space in the corner because of the combo drop. Yeah. Bro, that was a weird... No, I wouldn't have believed there to be space in the corner either. Because she back-teched and then walked back a bit. But she gets crossed up here for our frame. That's so weird. Multi-blood. Yeah, this sucks. This is one of my least favorite parts about Hime. When Hime... You think you're about to get clipped by the wind, so you just hold back. And then you're like, this sucks. I don't know if it would have clipped you if you dashed into it. I feel like the correct answer here was dash. I don't know if that... No, it wouldn't. I would have lost the geyser too. The correct answer was probably backdash. Then the situation just sucks though. I can't fault you for getting hit here. Luckily, Mavi drops the combo expecting you to connect into the wind. What was the 2A for? This should have been a DP if you were going to do anything. But does it even work? What was the knockdown? It was a whack knockdown, I think. DP into 2. Yeah, this was a super whack knockdown. I'm not looking into this. Although the idea of 1-up is tempting to look at. But I don't know how real that is. It's probably not real at all, but it was a very whack knockdown, so I can't really blame you for immediately pegging that as a DP spot. You're just in the air too much. That pillar was okay. I mean, it was okay, but it could have been better placed. I feel like if you were slightly closer, it would have been a smarter pillar, but whatever. You're trying to not get guys hit. It's understandable. This one was good. Yeah, this one was good. You get her to block. 5A stagger into death. Bro, what was the throw for? Who in their right mind is holding back there for that long? Bro, she should have gotten mashed. The one's not that big, Mavi. Chill out. That was actually a pretty good call out on her part, though, on the bad pillar. You pillar. No, you puff ball into pillar, I think. What was the call out? Did I skip past it? Did I skip past it? I think I did. Yeah, I did. Like, this call out on Mavi's part was pretty good. As soon as she saw that the puff ball lift, the immediate TK 2360 was smart. You should have gotten away with that tech there, but Mavi decided to jump for whatever reason, so... Nice bunker. I mean, not really nice bunker. If you were standing still here, you would have punished this. Actually, why are you super jumping here? You dropped the pillar. You dropped the wave on knockdown. So why are you super jumping? You should be standing still. If anything, you should be IEDing at the very worst. Why are you super jumping neutrally? Now you're just trying to land on Hime, which is not exactly, you know, advisable. That's unfortunate. Again, that was another throw opportunity. You need to throw her when she's just holding down back into the wind. You have to throw her. You have to force her to RPS you. That was very good strike throw. Yeah, Puffball's not doing anything. Wake up. You need to just do 285 DOS. And again, we are over chasing air. He made backdash. He makes air backdash overzealously. That was like that's. It's been an hour of me looking at this set, and well, I think I put a note of something that I wanted to look. Puffball DP bait in neutral. Okay, so there's one last thing I wanted to look at before I guess off the stream. Nobody else gave me a set to look at. I think I wrote it down on a notepad, like I think 20 minutes into the set, that you did this neutral bait with the air puffball, and I wanted to look into the frame data of that. So let's say you're at this distance. Oh, I need to pull up training tool again. Okay, so let's do it this distance, and you do this. Although, would it have been smarter to make you player 2? I don't know. Well, multiplayer training mode sucks, but we can still use it. One, two, three. D. 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, see, it still hits you. Yeah, you still get hit. See, that's why I dislike baiting him EDP with these double jumps. Cause you gotta, cause it's so good. The DP is so good, and it's still likely to. You're like. This doesn't look bad, but then you realize that it loses to him just delaying the DP until you fall. But it's not bad, I guess. Like if you do just this to bait Hime DP, you're just putting yourself in an awful situation. Like unless you're like reacting to the DP happening with shield. This early JC, it doesn't even work at a lot of. You have to do it like very specifically. Also, it doesn't look like that's probably not universal. That's probably like a F-Yaki or yeah, it's probably like a F-Yaki, I think. What's air puffball? That's air wave. Okay, so A goes forward, B goes back. So we do this. Bro, I barely play on keyboard, and it's so annoying to try to input stuff. I'm trying to do. Can you not? I'm trying to do 236B immediately after my double jump, and I keep getting air dash. Is there like a lockout of the button? This is so weird. It feels like there's lockout from the button. So if you do like this walk forward, you seem to beat that. But let's set the dummy to do 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we set the dummy to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, Okay, and now versus. Wow. I wonder if it works versus. You are minus 12 here, so she does get a punish there. You're evenish here though. If you, yeah, here. Bro, why am I getting? Bro, maybe if I show, maybe I'm just bad at keyboards so bad that I'm missing a diagonal or something. Because I don't know why I'm getting air dash. No, I'm not missing a diagonal. Why is it doing that? Whatever. I think the point I was trying to make here is if you try to do DP bait with walk forward, puffball, B puffball seems to work fine. Wait. Yeah, you got a meaty 2A here too, so you can DPS. And if you if you DP bait in neutral with B puffball, it seems to work. The only problem is this move. Like, you win the damage trade, and you can just win cleanly, but it doesn't look super consistent. Yeah. I think that was the last thing I wanted to lab. Like, what? Because I hate doing this. I think this is bad for Zime. Because you gotta do stuff like that, and it's like, you barely get any reward for this. Like, you can do this or something and do like a real combo. But I don't like it either, because what if she does something like this and you're like, not that, I guess. If she does something like this. Yeah, you just get smoked. Yeah, you have to do something like this. And that's like a huge bait that loses to the other two options earlier. Actually, doesn't look that bad. Like, oh, but this one, she's probably not pressing anything here. Yeah. Although, it doesn't look that bad actually. If you do the jump early enough and do the wave low enough to the ground, it just might work. Anyway, I feel like instead of like trying to like air dash everywhere and try to pin her like that, you should probably try doing what I was doing here. I try to walk her into the corner with like low waves and like these low waves. Like try to like bait a DP try to bait a DP quote unquote with these like low neutral jumps slightly out of DP range, like around here. You want to stand at this distance where a neutral jump might bait a DP, and then because you're probably too high for most stuff to hit here. Or in neutral, if you're standing at this distance, you got dash 5A to help because dash 5A is the cornerstone of getting all these like neutral jump options to work. Like if you want to get this B puffball in the air, like baitish, like baiting with B puffball. Also, do you get air dash back after you? Oh wait, you're F and you don't get that back. So if you do something like this, so if you use B puffball as bait, you probably have to do something like that if you want to. I don't really like that though. Hmm. Although you do get to fade back with JA, so you do get to like punish someone trying to catch the movement with a delayed dash. Let me set the dummy to do something like that though. Although, yeah. It seems like to be a very heavy. Like you can catch them with JA. Yeah. So, but what about the leg geyser? No, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, geyser beats this. And she probably gets a combo, which is the issue. Although, you run into the issue that if you... Yeah, so if you dash 5A... Dang, that's actually strong versus Geyser, actually. Dash 5A is actually not that bad. Because you can... Bro, look at how fast this... Yeah. Bro. Look at how easily you can shimmy Geyser and bait it. That's not what I want, but... IB might be a 1, 2, 3. A little too early. A little too early. A little too early. As long as you play around this range, like 3 characters away, it seems like Evyakia can make it kind of difficult because she can bait out DPs like this with neutral jump, fade back, with B puffball. Then you got your good old dash 5A to tie everything together and do stuff like B wave and stuff like that. So you can tie everything together from this range as long as you're on the ground because you have more options on the ground. Like, and then once you've gotten respect for the layer 1 options, like this is slightly all preemptive, but this is like, you know, this is relatively low risk from what I'm seeing. Like if you do it slightly closer, which you'd risk getting hit by the TP, you can start baiting B Geyser, although you probably lose to the A Geyser. Although it's not really my job to be. Huh. Ooh, so if they start geysering you to do when you're doing this, you can delay the JC. Anyway, that's enough. I've done enough labbing for your own character. So I'm just trying to say that Koff, you just need to play slightly more grounded and build out the situations versus the stuff that your opponents can do. Because you saw what I did like those last 10 or so minutes where I was just looking at... It was just one interaction, like a DP bait, neutral versus Hime, which is... I saw what you were doing in the game, which was double jump, but I found myself, when I was playing this matchup versus Teed on F Hime, that I really, really, really don't like double jump to bait DP versus Hime. So I was like, I know it doesn't work on my character, so I'm just going to look at the lab for your character. And your character has some pretty strong options versus it seems. Like with B puffball, delay B wave, your character can probably cook versus Hime as long as you put in the effort. So you just run practice drills of what I showed you, and you might actually be able to, you know, smoke that character next time you see her. Thanks for sending me in the VOD, and let's see if anyone else in AlpGNA has a VOD that they want looked at. I don't know if I actually, like, what do I do during these downtime moments between people sending in sets? Because, like, when it comes to Melty Blood, I could yap for like years about this game, but I don't know. Like, I don't really say much when I have, like, I try to stream Relink, but then I was like, I don't have much to say about Grand Blue Fantasy if I'm not talking about my own account, because I love talking about Grand Blue Fantasy. But it's like, normally I don't really talk about it to people that aren't like in my friend group. So it's like, what do I say? I kind of have nothing to say. Oh, why do I repeat myself multiple times? Because I'm doing this for somebody else. If I was doing this for myself, I would like take notes and not say it as often. But since I'm doing it for someone who's probably not going to be opening up Notepad while I talk to them about how to do their rods, this is, I'm saying it aloud multiple times so that they can understand it. Like when I do my own VOD review, I take notes. CC clips. Was that yesterday? Grand finals. I think it was yesterday. Bro, did Skeleton not enter? Was it literally just Croc, Salty, and like 2 other people? Blah. I didn't watch the LP on the day it was happening because I was playing Relink, I think. Oops. Oh, LP was on Saturday, not yesterday. I didn't watch it though because I don't remember what I was doing Saturday, but I just wasn't in here. Where's the VOD? It's on the Twitch.
Drinking too much.
2 days ago, Serena, Naruto. Bro, where is the Melty Blood VOD? Did they not save the Melty Blood VOD? There's no way they didn't. They always save the Melty Blood VOD. Tick Heirloom. I think it might have just been. There's no way Melty. Because I remember them saying that they didn't do Luna on Saturday because no one entered. But I know people entered for Melty. Whatever. One day you feel the way I feel. I don't think Skeleton was in the bracket. Because I'm pretty sure someone posted a clip of it in CC Clips. It was Salty versus Crocs. So. Bro, I might just record a Grand Blue Fantasy versus a Grand Blue video, cause I don't really like I don't like streaming Grand Blue yet. I don't have the people who wanna. Cause maybe if I was with my Grand Blue friends and I was doing stuff like, most of my Grand Blue friends aren't super active in the game anymore. We're like all sort of passive, but I'm starting to get active against. And all my super Grand Blue friends are like on back on Relink, so I probably have to get good at Relink before I get like good games again, which is rump rump. Like I might go draw or something before I have class in like 3 hours, not three, 5 hours. Hmm. Nobody wants their VOD viewed. I spent like 2 hours on this one.
With the way the world is today, I've had enough of these pirates! I need every man on deck! Face the starboard bow! Cannons ready!
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna end the stream. Unless someone like pings me with a VOD they want reviewed in like the next 5 minutes, I'm just gonna do something else. Well, see you guys, I guess. I tried.